This was an 8-point problem on the test. It involved a little bit more than just our gas law problem. Just a reminder, anytime you're looking at something and you see you've got gas to deal with, we're going to just write down what we have. We're solving for the number of grams, and remember that's a small m that we're solving for. We have a molar mass, which we use a capital M for that, of 75.0 grams per mole. We've got a volume of 3 liters. Our atmosphere our pressure is 100 kPa, kilopascals, and temperature 35 degrees Celsius. Okay, number 2 thing that I want to remember is that we just really don't want to even look at this Celsius number. We want to turn that into Kelvin. Okay, so we're going to add 273, and we get 308 Kelvin. Now, the number 2 thing that we want to do, we got to decide which gas law problem are we using here. We've got pressure, temperature, volume, and we've got the number of moles here. So the combined gas law is really not going to do what we need it to do. We're going to use ideal gas law, PV equals nRT. Okay, then we got to deal with our R. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to either have to change this to fit a number for R, or I pick an R that has the unit kilopascals. So that's what I'm going to do because it's easier. And that value would be 8.314 liters times kilopascals over mole Kelvin. Okay, then I'm looking at this and I'm going, you know something, it doesn't directly give me the N. It gives me something I need to get to M, or to N, but it doesn't directly give it to me. So I'm going to go ahead, and you could do this 2 ways. You could either solve for N and then change to grams, which might be an easier way to do it, but I'm going to show you deriving the formula that includes these 2 values because it's important that you understand the math that goes in behind it. Okay, now I know that the molar mass, which is capital M, is equal to my little m, my mass, divided by the number of moles. Okay, so 75 grams per 1 mole would give me a molar mass of 75 grams per mole. Well, if I can solve for this, I can substitute it right here. So little m, which is our mass, divided by big M, which is our molar mass, equals the number of moles. I'm just going to substitute that in here. PV equals little m over big M times R times T. Alright, now got a lot of stuff here, so let me look back at the problem and figure out what in the world am I solving for. And I'm solving for little m. my mass in grams. So I'm just going to take my equation here and I'm going to manipulate it to where I solve exactly what I need. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this molar mass here by multiplying both sides through by capital M, and that gives me PVM equals M little m RT. Okay, next thing, remember I'm isolating this variable right here, so I'm going to divide both sides through by RT. So the equation that I'm going to work with here is little m, which is mass, is P V capital M divided by RT. Now, I've really done a bunch of stuff here. And like always, I'm going to use dimensional analysis to make sure that I really haven't screwed something up, because there's a lot of opportunities at this point for me to have made some mistakes. So what I'm going to do before I try to plug in any numbers or anything is I just want to expand this out to see if I've done all my stuff right here. Alright, so this would be like saying P over 1 times V over 1 times M over 1 times 1 over R times 1 over T. Okay, I'm going to plug in my units next. My pressure is 100 kilopascals. My volume was 3 liters. Notice I'm not putting an emphasis right now on your significant figures. My molar mass was 75 grams per mole. R, remember I've got to flip it upside down, so I'm going to put my 8.314 kilopascals times liter on the bottom and mole Kelvin on the top. Okay, and then 1 over my temperature, which was 308 Kelvin. Now, I'm not going to touch my calculator because I've got too many ways here that I could have screwed up. So I'm going to look at all my units and make sure I'm doing this right first. Kilopascal cancels kilopascal. Liter cancels liter. This mole cancels this mole. This Kelvin cancels this Kelvin. And I'm left with grams. So I say to myself, self, is that what I want? Do I want to be left with grams? And that is what I want. So in my calculator, I'm going to just type in my numbers here. 100 times 3 times 75 equals, and then I'm going to divide it by 8.314, and then I'm going to divide it by 308. My answer should come out to be 8.79 grams.